Chair recognizes the lady from Jefferson for an explanation of the bill and motion thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask the clerk to report the House Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 380.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 380.
The lady from Jefferson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This committee sub was adopted to include the City of Lexington in this legislation at the request of Lexington Police. So, Mr. Speaker, I move adoption of the House Committee Substitute.
Motion made for the adoption of the House Committee Substitute 1. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. No. Motion carries. House Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Lady from Jefferson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Workforce challenges have plagued the state over the past few years, and law enforcement has arguably been among the hardest hit. House Bill 380 is an attempt to relieve the estimated 500 officer shortage that we currently face in LMPD, Louisville Metro Police Department, by allowing law enforcement agencies to hire individuals into the agency at age 20 with the intention of allowing them to begin their basic training and become certified at age 21. The provisions in this bill are applicable statewide, and the 3 separate sections of new language are necessary because Louisville and Lexington's law enforcement agencies are housed in different sections of statute than the rest of the state. The bill does not dilute or diminish officer training in any way. This one-year head start is important, and it comes at a critical time in the career pathway of a young man or woman seeking to join a law enforcement agency. The Kentucky Law Enforcement Council, the agency tasked with training officers, gave us considerable input in this bill, and we learned a lot during the process. Among those, that KLEC is working with the Kentucky Department of Education to grow, modernize, and meet the hiring needs of agencies, focusing on young adults more than ever before. We learned that this past year they began revamping the specific high school law enforcement courses a student takes and are developing ways to allow local law enforcement to identify and recruit these young candidates. And this bill helps make this effort even more achievable. House Bill 380 is supported by the state FOP, our local lodge in Louisville, and the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police. This bill also was passed unanimously out of committee. Mr. Speaker, I move passage of House Bill 380 as amended by the House Committee Substitute.